Okay, hello and welcome to I Love Ruby. So today I think we are going to look at hashes. It is topic 7 in I Love Ruby, right? So this is what we are going to look into it. So what is hashes? In previous topic arrays, I told okay, array can be imagined like a rack and each what to say in each there is a line of racks and that is like in each compartment of a rack you can put some object and the racks are being labeled from 0, 1, 2 and so on and so forth, but hashes are nothing but uh, a rack where you can give each compartment your own labels. Okay, so that's what hash is all about. So yeah, we look into hashes and we'll just see. I want to just check the Ruby version I'm just using. It's 303. Yeah. So this one is TextMate. Right. So let me what to say type uh, put the first program and see how is it like. Why? Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. So okay, let me name it like hash.rb and let me just save it. Okay, right. Okay, let me just execute it, right? Okay, so ruby hash.rb, right? So enter subject name, let me put it like math and the marks is 70. Let me run it once again, right? And let me just put it science. Okay, and the mark is 75, right? Okay, so how it works. Okay, so now we have got a thing called hash.new, right? So here, right? And okay, so imagine what to say, it is a key value pair, like each and every key, okay, you can have something called key over here, that is like mark of English, and you have put 50 over here, and mark of math, and you have put 70 over here, and math of science, sorry, mark of science, you have put 75 over here, right? So now what you're just doing is okay, like print enter subject name, that's what you're asking, and you're just getting the subject name, and of course you're chopping it off because you don't need the enter sign, right? And then what you're doing is mark in subject, that is like whatever you've put, like okay, mark in enter subject name is math. Okay, the mark in math is, you're just putting mark of subject. Okay, so that will bring out the value in the array. So that's what you're just doing. And yeah, so and that's the thing, right? And okay, let me just explain it to you a little bit more. Okay, so let me just put IRB simple prompt. Okay, so PROMPT, right? Okay, simple prompt. And yeah, so we have got a hash, like some hash, like okay, like mark, let's say, okay, mark and hash dot p. And let me say okay, like I just want what to say, store something like mark in statistics, stats, okay, stats, okay, that'll do, right? And I'm just putting some value 56, right? Now if I want to get it once again, all I just need to do is like put mark of stats. Okay, so that's the thing, that will just retrieve the value. That's what is happening over here, right? But of course you are providing the subject name over here, and that's the thing. What if I put something like okay, like stats? Okay, what if I just put bio or biology? Okay, this key is not at all there in the array, so it just returns nil. Okay, so I can just put mark and inspect like in my IRP, right? So that's how it is. So this is how Ruby puts out hash. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So yeah, so that's what just happens over here, right? And let's look at the next program. So what we're just doing is like, okay, we are doing two things over here, right? Like we are looping hash. Okay, sorry, right? Okay, next is the default value, right? So, okay, let me run this hash.rp, right? And okay, now we know that we have got three subject names over here. Or let me just show the program. So we've got three subject names. And what if I just put biology, right? biology, right? That's it. It shows nothing, right? So that's the thing, right? So that's one thing you need to remember. If something is not there, it just gives nil. So if you want a default value, you can write a program like this one, right? So let me just copy this. Don't worry about this user bin Ruby right now. Okay, so you can just ignore it, right? Um, okay, right. So over here we have put hash.new 0. Okay, so that's the default value. So if the default value, if you can't find any element like mark of whatever it is, if you are giving like chemistry or something like that, then it returns 0. So that's the thing. So let me just run it. Okay, so we hash default value. So enter subject name, let me put like math, getting it as 70. Okay, so now let me put it like chemistry, and it's 0 because like there is no value for it. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So yeah, that's default value. Okay, okay, so let's see how to loop hashes. Okay, so this is how you loop. Okay, so wait. um, okay, so this is like exactly the same program as we did last time. Okay, so that's the thing, but you need to look at the line 10 to 12. So that's how we loop. Okay, so right, looping.rp, right? So okay, so this is how we loop. Okay, so okay, or like okay, let me put this total different. Okay, from 11 to 13, right? So okay, so let me just run the program. Okay, okay, it says total marks is 195. So what happens is first we have a thing called total, and that is equal to 0. Okay, right? And so each value, that is like mark dot each, means we are just getting each and everything. So you have this English, math, science of mark. Okay, so this key, that is first English goes into this key and 50 goes into this value. Okay, so that's the thing. So we are not using the key, so let's not use it. So that's the thing, right? So now the total becomes total plus value, that is like uh, okay, that is like what is total? Now it's 0. 0 plus value is 50. So it becomes 50 now, right? Similarly, once again it goes. Now math comes into the key and 70 comes into the value. So now, okay, total is already 50. So 50 plus 70 over here is 120, right? Okay. Now in the third time, science comes into the key and 75 comes into into the value. So what is 120 plus 75 over here? So it's 195. So now total becomes 195. That's it. All the elements we have iterated to, and now we are just putting like total marks is equal to total dot 2s. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So that's how you loop in Ruby. Okay, so and what difference am I doing over here? Okay, I think I need to remove the total over here. So there is a error. There is not an error, but look, I'm just printing all the key values by looping over here. That's what I'm just doing. So let me put this as new program. So right. So what I'm just doing is uh, okay. You can remove this total. I'll remove it in my book also, right? So hash looping one, right? If you understand this program, you can understand the previous program a little bit better. So that's what I'm just doing. So okay, so what I've just done is okay. Let me run it. Okay, so look, you've got key value printed, right? Uh, you've got key value printed, so that comes from here, right? And now you see English 50, Math 70, Science 75. So that comes from this set of code. So what you're just doing is like mark dot each. Okay. So rather than putting key and value, it's better to put key and value if you're iterating through hash. But yeah, over here I'm just showing you can use whatever variable you want. So that's the thing. So English gets loaded into A and 50 gets loaded into B first. So now it just prints okay English, this thing like equal to arrow 50, and the next loop it prints okay math and then 70. So that's what it happens over here, and then the next time it prints science 75. So that's how it goes. Okay, so yeah, that's how it goes, right? So okay, another way to create hashes, okay, like okay, like you can create it something like this one, like okay, like in these programs you have seen like I've just created in a very verbose way. Okay, you can create it in a less verbose way, right? So let me just put a new program. Okay, right. Okay, right. Hash creation one. Hash creation one. Right. So, like, okay, this program has the same output as this one, hash looping one dot rb, right? But the thing is, like, look how I have created, right? You can, okay, usually a hash is being created by putting a curly braces and then ending with the curly braces. And in this, you can have a thing called key and value. And if you want to have many keys and values, you need to separate it with a comma. So that's how it is. So yeah, that's how it just goes. So English 50, Math 70, and Science 75, and then we are just printing put that is like key value, and then for each key and each value, we are just printing the key as A and value as B. That's the thing. So that's the thing. We are capturing it over here, right? So yeah, so let me just run it. Hash creation 1.rb. Yeah. So it's the very same thing, but I think the verbosity and the complexity has been reduced over here, right? So that's the thing. That is like the code reading complexity, right? Next, I just want to what to say, talk to you about symbols. Okay, so what are symbols? Like, okay, let us put IRB. Simple prompt, right? Okay, so let's say if I just put something like x, okay, and x is equal to okay x, and if I just uh, inquire its class, it's string, but I can also put something like this one, which is not a string, but it's called a symbol in Ruby, right? Okay, so what is the advantage of symbol? Okay, so there are some advantages of symbol, right? So let me tell you, right? One thing is like, okay, a is equal to, okay, I'll just put like x, okay, and let me put like a dot object id, object id. right? This is a thing in Ruby, don't worry about it, okay? And b is equal to once again x, okay? So and I just put like b dot, if you don't understand about symbols and all, like don't worry too much, okay? So object id, and now it's 260, okay? So A's object ID is 240, B's object ID is 260. That is, these are all pointing at two different locations. Okay, so A is having an X and B is having an X. A's X is different from B's X. Okay, that's the thing, right? Now, if I put like A is equal to symbol X, okay, so that's the thing. Okay, and B is equal to symbol X. Okay, so now if I just put like A dot object ID, it's okay, it's, I'm just getting something. And now if I just put like b dot object id, I'm just getting the same thing. So what is the advantage? Okay, over here the string x is being stored twice, okay, when I assign it to different variables. But over here, even if I assign it to different variables, symbol x is only being stored once. So imagine a program where you have like thousands of hashes and all the hashes are having same keys. Okay, so should I waste my memory assigning a lot of what to say, strings as keys, or should I save memory by assigning symbols as keys? So as an engineer, I will go like, okay, have symbols and don't waste memory. So that's what I would say. So yeah, that's one advantage of symbols. Okay, so that's the thing, right? It might not be intuitive, but what to say, that's one advantage, right? So this is what symbol is, and that's what I'm just doing over here. And we can have keys of a hash as symbol. Okay, so that's what we are just doing over here. Then do I have hash symbol 1.rb? No. Then why do I have hash symbol 2.rb? Okay, right. So there seems to be need of some correction in my book. Okay. 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 Right. Okay. Hash symbol 2. Let me just stick with this naming convention provided in my book itself. Right. Okay. So what we are just doing is, okay, let me run the program. Okay. Uh, yeah, fine. I didn't copy it properly. I missed this quotes over here, which is supposed to be over here. So I didn't copy it properly. Right. So, okay, enter subject name. Let me put as math. Okay. So mark in math is 70. So what happens is now we have a hash and the default value is set to 0, right? And then okay, like we look, this mark of English is 50, mark of math, and all these are symbols rather than string. Okay, so that's the thing. And mark of science is 75, right? That's how it goes. Okay, and now you ask for subject name. Okay, so let me put IRB and explain. Okay, IRB, right? Okay, so I enter subject name as, let's say, math or something like that. Okay, so that's the thing. Now I'm just, of course, it's going to even have like slash n. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, and if I put math dot chop, okay, so it's going to be math. Of course, the enter symbol is going to be chopped off. Okay, and now what I'm just doing is like, okay, math dot to sym. This will give it as a symbol, okay, rather than string. Now, okay, over here I'm just having it like a symbol. Okay, so what will happen is, okay, like the mark and subject, okay, how it's being printed. Okay, okay, this subject is definitely a string, so okay, uh, okay, so okay, now I'm just learning something. So if I just put this sub, it's, look, it's not printing it as symbol. It's just printing it as string. That's nice. Okay, yeah, fine. This Markov subject, that is like Markov symbol math. Okay, so it's 70. So that's what gets printed. Okay. I never knew like, okay, if I just put as, if I just put math, it's printing in the math, just like a string math. Okay, so that's a nice thing about Ruby. But of course, it's also not a nice thing because you sometimes if you're debugging, like you might not know whether it's a string or symbol. But if you put P, that is like print of something like that, then you're getting it as symbol. So that's the thing. So I think it's better to use P for debugging rather than put S. Okay, so that's the thing, right? Don't ask me what's the full form of P. I don't know. Like I think it's print or whatever. I'm not sure. Gosh. Okay, so now we have got a program called hash creation 1a.rb. So where you're just creating hash with symbol, and that's the thing. And finally, you're just printing it. Okay, so that's the thing. So of course, over here it doesn't appear as symbols. It appears on it. You can't even differentiate whether the hash was created with a string or symbol. So that's a little bit bad. But yeah, that's how putS works. Okay, so um, or if putS did print out symbol just like that, then possibly you might need to convert it into a string and print and all those things. But yeah, putS works this way. So let's use it. Oh, did I copy it? Why copy is not working? Okay, hash creation 1a. So we are just printing it with this thing. Key values being printed over here. Okay, let me save it so that you'll have this color and color coding. Okay, hash creation 1a. Okay, okay, fine. So yeah, so now we just uh, have the keys as symbols. Okay, so put as key and value, and now each symbol and each value will get printed. So that's it. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so let me run it. So there it goes, right? So that's how it is, right? Okay. Okay, so that's how it goes. And okay, there is another way to do it, like a short way to do it. Like you have this very verbose statement over here, right? That is this very verbose statement. Okay. There is a little bit short way to do it, so I'll just do that program. And yeah, the rest, okay, strings, frozen strings is there. Okay, I'll just try to finish this entire stuff in one video, right? So there is a thing called, I've put another program called hash creation 2, where we show how hashes can be created in much more efficient way. Efficient way means efficient to type. I don't know whether it's efficient in Ruby, internal Ruby language or something, but we can, what to say, uh, do it efficiently. You can type it efficiently. Yeah, right. So that's how it is. Okay. Hash creation 2.rb. So this one executes same as the last program, hash creation 1.rb. Like which program did I throw it off? Not this one, not this one, not this one, not this one. Okay, right. Not this one, not this one. I think I just wrote off, right? Okay, hash creation 1.8.rb, right? Hash creation 1.8.rb. Yeah, fine. So over here, if you just look, the hash has been created with a lot of verbosity, like English, colon English, what to say this, equal to, greater than, and all those stuff. But over here, just look like English colon 50, math colon 70, and what to say, like science colon 75. Look, the typing efficiency has improved over here. So that's one good thing about Ruby. So that's the thing, right? uh okay. So next, I want to talk to you about something called frozen strings. Okay, like, and in symbols we saw, like, no matter if we use that symbol in 10 million places, you that symbol won't occupy extra memory, whereas a string would. Okay, but there is a thing called frozen string, right? So, okay, so like I was, okay, what I'm just doing is over here, like, let me put IRB. Okay, oops, my neighbors are cutting tree. I just want to see whether that sound is getting registered. Okay, now they stop cutting. Okay, right. Okay, fine. So now I have a string called, okay, like able, was I saw Elba. So I think this is some stuff told by Napoleon before he saw the Elba Island and he lost some hope and all those stuff. Okay, so, and similarly we have this that same string. Okay, and if we look at the object ID, it's going to be different. Okay, so look, this object ID is something 240, but of course, like, yeah, it might differ on your computer. So one second. Yep, that cutting sound is getting registered, but yeah, I'm very sorry if it disturbs you, right? I can do nothing about it, right? And if you put like d dot object ID is 260 and all those stuff. Okay, but now if I freeze it, okay, like, okay, if I just freeze it, that is a is a string, and I just freeze it, and b is also the same string which is being frozen, right? Now if I just put like a dot object id, a dot object id, I get something. And now if I just put b dot object id, so if you freeze string, and even if you just put it like, what to say, like, if you use it in hashes like symbols, and if you're using it in millions of hashes, okay, like, sorry, as if you use it in hashes like as keys, okay, and even if you're using it in millions of hash instances, okay, it won't occupy more space. So this is one kind of tip I can give you, right? That's the thing, right? So you can use it something like this, okay? Rather than, okay, person name Frank and person two name Bob, you can put something like, okay, person name freeze of dot freeze is Frank, and person two whose name freeze is equal to Bob. Okay, so this name won't occupy uh, multiple spaces in the computer memory, right? So, okay, now let's look at this compacting hashes and transforming hashes. Okay, so okay. Like, okay, so now I have a hash. Okay, that has a lot of nil values. Okay, so that's the thing. And if I want to remove all the keys that has nil values, all I just need to do is put this one, hash dot compact. Okay, right? So that's what I just need to do to compact the hashes and remove the keys with nil values. Okay, so, and this would change the hash will be like that. But if you want to this compact to change the hash, you must use it with a bang. Don't say it as exclamation, say it as bang. That might make you look more professional and people might hire you, right? Okay, right? Okay, so now if I just put hash, you would have seen it has got changed. Okay, so that's the thing, right? And okay, now how to transform hash values. Okay, so, like, there is a thing I in fact forgot about this transform values method. Like, I totally forgot, right? So okay, so I'm just having a hash. Let me put control L and just put it hash. Okay, And now if I just put like hash dot transform values, okay, so what I'm just doing it like, okay, okay, this transform value gets each and every values of hash. Now I can just put like value star value. So let's see what happens. Okay, so this one is very, very intelligent function. Okay, no need to get the key, no need to get the value. All you just need to do is what will happen to this value. That's what you just need to do. And okay, so what happens is first one gets loaded into value. Now value star value is one, so a becomes one over here. And then similarly 2 gets loaded, so value star value is 4, so 4 gets loaded into this symbol b. And similarly, like what, like 3 gets loaded, and 3 into 3 is 9, and 9 gets loaded into c. So I don't think this would have changed the hash would be like that, but you'll get a new hash returned. So that's the thing. So, and if you want this hash itself to change, what you just need to do is like do it with a bang. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So that's how it is. So this is what transformer is. And yeah, in this book I've covered not so depth about arrays and hashes and all those stuff. So please do read the Ruby docs. So this docs is old, so I think I would recommend 303 docs. Okay, so like 303 docs. Yeah, I'll change my book. Part of the reason why I'm making this video is to update my book. So I just thought, okay, why not make a YouTube video, find mistakes and update it and all those stuff. So this is the thing. So I need to change some things in my code and all those that is in my book and all those things. Yeah, I'll be doing those changes. Till we meet in next video. Uh, yeah, happy coding and bye.